Hello, viewers. Today is August 24th, 2024. I'm here to share my thoughts about the US presidential elections 2024. Today, I'm going to share my thoughts about where we are on the campaign, given the fact that both parties have completed their respective conventions. And I would like to get a checkpoint on where we are in terms of Electoral College and what are the chances as of this moment for either parties. So let's first talk about the conventions. Republicans had their convention in July. They had the momentum going into the convention because remember that the convention happened right after the debate with President Biden, where Biden did not do well at all. And so the Republicans had a very good momentum going into the convention. And they also had a very good convention. Again, remember that that convention happened right after the assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump. So the convention was very successful from their viewpoint. And then going out of the convention, also they had the momentum. But by that weekend, President Biden announced that he is not going to run for re-election, and he was endorsing Kamala Harris. So his President Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump's momentum was kind of stopped right there when President Biden announced that he was not running for re-election. Then all the media focus and attention went to Vice President Kamala Harris, and we know what happened between then and the DEM convention. So during the convention, the Democratic National Convention, coming into the convention, they had the momentum just like the Republicans had. And there was a lot of media attention on Kamala Harris, mostly positive. And they also had a very good convention, very good 4 days of the convention. So they came out with the convention a lot stronger, and the momentum is still with Kamala Harris. So from my point, from my viewpoint, that this is the first major milestone. So both the conventions have been completed, and as of now, Kamala Harris has the momentum. But let's look at where we are in terms of Electoral College, where I feel we are in terms of Electoral College based on the average of all the polls and based on what I think is happening on the ground and all those battleground states. So from my perspective, as things stand right now, Kamala Harris has caught up with Trump on the national polls. She's also probably 1 or 2% ahead of the national polls, but that's not so important. That doesn't really matter. What matters is the battleground states. So in the battleground states, she has caught up with Trump, even though she has not taken a clear lead in all of them. But this is what I can say now. Kamala Harris, if she wins Pennsylvania and if she wins Georgia, she will become President Harris. And I will tell you why. Almost 10 days ago, I gave the scenario of how an electoral college tie is possible in this election cycle. In that, I would have mentioned that Democrats are sort of guaranteed to get around 224 electoral college votes, 224, 225 electoral college votes based on the states that they normally win on a presidential elections, not including the battleground states. And similarly, Republicans have got 218 electoral college votes, not including any of the battleground states. And this program I did almost 10 days ago, and I will add the description. I will add the link to the description on this video as well. So if we take that 225 for the Democrats, and if she wins Pennsylvania, Kamala Harris, that is, she gets 19 from Pennsylvania. So if you take 225 plus the 19, it's 244. And then if she wins Georgia, that has got 16 electoral college votes, you get to 260. And then you would ask how she is going to get to 270. So my theory is if she wins Pennsylvania, Michigan is looking good. She will win Michigan. So if she wins Pennsylvania, she will win Michigan, that has got 15. So she will get to 275. Remember, I'm very careful here and I'm very conservative here. I am not saying she will win Wisconsin. If she wins Pennsylvania, I am confident that she will win Michigan based on the polling that I see so far. But I am not confident that she will win Wisconsin if she wins Pennsylvania. That is why I have been very careful in saying that she needs 2 states because I assume the 3rd state will fall into play for her and she will become President Harris. Whereas if you look at the former President Donald Trump's electoral college vote tally, he will be at 218. And if he wins Pennsylvania, that will be like 237. And if he wins Georgia, that will be 253. So now he needs 17 Electoral College votes. So if he wins, even if he wins Michigan, it's not going to be enough. So he has to win a combination of Arizona and North Carolina and or Michigan and Arizona. So I think he has to win a lot more states. But from my view and my tally, he needs at least three. If he wins Pennsylvania and he wins Georgia and then he wins Arizona, he is in a much better position to be President Trump. Whereas Kamala Harris, if she wins Pennsylvania and Georgia, she will be President Harris. And I think she will pick up Michigan if she wins Pennsylvania. I'm pretty confident about that. And so that's where we are in terms of the Electoral College perspective. So people might ask, what has changed? What has changed is if President Biden had continued his race, the whole thing would have been reversed. And President Biden would not have had any chance to win Pennsylvania. That's again my view. And if President Biden loses Pennsylvania, there is no guarantee he's going to win Wisconsin and Michigan as well. And Trump would have easily won the presidency. That's how important the decision that President Biden made is, because if he had not withdrawn, Democrats would have lost this election. So after the first milestone, this is where we are. Then you can ask, what is the next milestone? From my perspective, the next milestone is 2 or 3 days after the Labor Day, because right now Kamala Harris has the momentum. I would like to see if this momentum continues, and we will get some polls after the Labor Day weekend, probably by Wednesday, Thursday after the Labor Day. We will know exactly where both the campaigns are in terms of their battleground polling percentages, and we can make a determination as to whether the momentum is continuing for Kamala Harris or former President Trump was able to basically come back and regain or gain some of the lost momentum, and he's getting into parity, or he's going to get ahead of Kamala Harris or not. So we will see that by around Thursday following the Labor Day weekend. So that is going to be my second milestone. And then the third milestone from my perspective is going to be the debate and the aftermath of the debate. So you might ask, what do you mean by aftermath of the debate? So in this modern electoral cycle, in this modern politics, having a debate is one thing, but then you have a spin room where the political operatives from both these campaigns will be there. As soon as the debate gets finished, they will just go ahead and try to come up with their narrative on what happened. Each party will have their own spin on the stories that will come out. And that is very important, because that is how they set the narrative for the next day newspapers and the next day news stories and so on. So this is a very, very important event after the debate. Remember, I would like to go back in history and say that Al Gore did very well on the first debate with George W. Bush. But in the spin room, they basically mocked his physical appearance or his sighing and all those things. And they created a narrative in the spin room that became a huge story. And Al Gore never recovered from that for subsequent debates. So I just want to tell you that spin room is very, very important from that perspective. And then the next day news cycle is also very important. So this combination of this is what I call as the aftermath of the debate. So that will be the third milestone from my perspective. Whoever wins not just the debate, but the spin room and the narrative after the debate in the news cycle, they will be in a better position to carry the momentum or to come back and regain some of the lost ground. So that's how we look at it. But after that, we will look at other campaign events beyond those events, like the debate and the aftermath of the debate. And then we will see if there are any further ups and downs on the campaign cycle or the electoral news cycle. So that's my take in terms of the milestones moving forward. Now, I want to discuss about one more, or I want to share my thoughts on one more thing. I would like to tell upfront that I was the one who said that we should not give any kind of importance to RFK Jr. And I'm going to violate that just for a brief moment today. And the reason for that is yesterday, when RFK Jr. made his announcement that he's suspending his campaign, he just made a very weird statement saying that if there is an electoral college tie, he will somehow be a player. So I was like astonished by that statement because there is no way that he's going to be a player, and I will explain why. If there is an electoral college tie, anyone who has an electoral college vote will be the ones that will be in play for becoming a president or a vice president. So at this stage, RFK Jr. has endorsed Donald Trump on all the battleground states. So he's not going to get any electoral college votes there. And then he is telling his supporters that he will still be on the ballot on the other states. So let's look at the possibility of him getting any electoral college votes in any of the other states. First of all, there are only two states that allocate electoral college votes based on congressional district, that is Maine and Nebraska. And he's not going to win any of the congressional districts in Maine and Nebraska. That leaves him with all the other states where the winner takes all the electoral college votes. So I would like to ask him and his campaign, and or even the Donald Trump's campaign, what are all the other states that RFK Jr. is planning to win? I mean, from my perspective, zero, nil. There is no possibility of RFK Jr. winning any electoral college vote. So I think he is living in a fantasy world. And I know Democrats call the Republican ticket weird, but from my perspective, if this guy has joined that ticket or endorsed the ticket, I don't know. I don't know how this is going to be perceived. This is getting more weirder by the day. So that is one of the reasons I want everyone to know that this guy is not going to be a player, even if there is an electoral college tie. It is going to be decided between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And this guy will not be a player, and this guy will not be either president or vice president, even if there is an electoral college tie. So I just wanted to make that very clear to everybody. And that's why I deviated from my own principles. And I'm talking about a fringe element. He is a fringe element. And I wish I don't have to talk about him anymore, but it depends on him and not on me. Oh, okay, so that's it for me today. I'll come back to you with another program tomorrow. Till then, take care.